Okay, so one of the, let's say, major reasons why I decided to take Delta was one of my tutors writing, there is a paper at the end of CELTA course where a tutor can write a recommendation. And the only word in that recommendation list was Delta. So basically both of my tutors, both of my CELTA tutors believed that the next step for me was Delta. So I did that, so I took it. And another reason for that was at our center, at Great Education Center, we could take a part-time Delta course, which was a great option for me because it's a pretty pricey course, and it was really great for me to combine my working with my studying. I think the life changes like half a year afterwards. Only after half a year or 2 or 3 months will you start realizing that, oh, this is this approach, this is something that I can change, or I need to change here. Oh, okay, I need to change this and that. So during the course you don't really realize that. You're just trying to get as much information as possible and get the feedback from your tutors and from your peers, but you start realizing the benefit of the course later on. And the greatest change there is that you become more flexible. Different students in different groups require different approaches to the education there, and that fact of being flexible could make a difference. So the biggest question was, oh my God, how can I pay for it? But other than that, it was about like the course structure, then how many hours I need to spend on that, some unusual tasks, like for example LSA or background essays. Before that, I didn't quite have much experience in academic writing, and that was quite a challenge. So I really wanted to know how to do this or that, and actually there are so many criteria there to focus on, and it was kind of challenging and unexpected even before the course. Delta is like a step up, so that's so first of all you have to do CELTA ideally, and then you do Delta. CELTA is just an entry course, so during CELTA you just learn some basics, and the general approach there is about communicative language learning. However, if you talk about Delta, it's more like let's say a comprehensive course, so a lot of other techniques are included there. Approaches. For instance, lexical approach, then different frameworks like task-based learning, CLIL, and other stuff. So if you talk about the things let's say new things that you learn there, I would say there's 7 to 8, maybe 10 times more information you need to cover during the Delta course compared to CELTA. I should say that I was kind of lucky. I had the same tutors during my CELTA course and during my Delta course. So basically I knew what to expect from my tutors. But the thing that I didn't know was my group mates. Some of my group mates during my CELTA course also joined the Delta course, so I had like this core of students. Like 4 or 5 people, and this is what I really liked, working with other people, other professionals. So their feedback, interacting with one another, observations of teaching. So that was really good. Another thing that I really enjoyed is actually maybe a challenge or something. During those tasks, like LSAs, those are background essays and teaching with the lesson plan combined, was kind of challenging. So, and like a lot of information to cover. And before that, I didn't quite know my threshold, so basically my limit. So that could that actually helped me to understand what I can do and what I cannot do. And now I'm kind of more confident in terms of how much information I can work with, and my ability to draw some conclusions from that information. If you can do, let's say, full-time course, just do a full-time course. My problem with my part-time course was that I had to balance. I had to find this balance between my work and my studies. So it was kind of hard. So if you can do that, if you can afford that, just doing Delta for 2 months or 6 weeks, it depends. So just do that. Then another thing, in terms of time, find time for reading. There's going to be a lot of reading. So Compared to CELTA, it's like massive amounts of reading there. So a lot of different books and articles about various approaches and different research there that you need to cover. Maybe another thing there would be just work with other people. So you never know how other, like people who are studying with you, your peers, your, let's say, group mates, they could really help. And the way they see their teaching, the way they see your teaching, the way they provide feedback, what kind of feedback they provide. So that's really important. And I would say without people who I studied with, I wouldn't probably get my Delta done. I guess a tutor would be my number one pick. So you need to know your tutors. So if you can check them, if you can get some information about your tutors. I was really lucky to know my tutors before the course. I actually got some feedback about their teaching Delta also beforehand, so it helped me a lot. So knowing your tutors, that's number one. During the course, there could be a lot of setbacks, maybe even failed tasks and stuff like that. So just no matter what, just press on and just do your best. And I know that there are like a lot of teachers there who want just to have this, like, they're straight A students, they want to get the highest score possible. But if you get your pass in Delta, that's okay. You don't have to, well, if you can, yeah, you can get a merit or distinction. But if you get a pass, that's all right. So no worries about that. And that's just do it, and that's going to be fine.